If you sit more than 6 hours a day, there is one muscle in your body that is quietly working against you right now, and most men over 60 have never even heard its name. By the end of these few minutes, you're going to know exactly what it is, how to feel whether it's tight on you, and a simple morning routine to start loosening its grip. Stay with me, because the part most men get wrong comes near the end, and it's the part that actually makes the difference. Let me start with the big picture because the mechanism matters here. Firmness, stamina, that sense of strength below the belt, it's mostly a blood flow event. It really comes down to two things. One, healthy, flexible blood vessels, and two, a little molecule called nitric oxide, which tells those vessels to relax and open up so blood can rush in when it's needed. When the vessels are open and the flow is strong, everything down there works the way it should. When the flow is choked off, it doesn't, no matter how good everything else is. Now here's the thing nobody tells you. The vessels that carry blood to where it matters are small, much smaller than the ones feeding your heart. So when circulation starts to struggle, those small vessels show it first, often years before your heart ever complains. That's why weak flow down there is one of the earliest warning signs of your whole vascular health. It's not just about that one area. It's a check engine light for your circulation in general. And one of the most overlooked things, choking that flow, has nothing to do with your diet or your blood sugar. It's where you've been sitting all day. Let me introduce you to the muscle. It's called the psoas. Say it however you like. Most people say psoas. It's a deep muscle that runs from your lower spine through the inside of your pelvis and connects to the top of your thigh. It's one of the main muscles that lifts your knee toward your chest, and it has a job it was never designed to do all day long, which is hold you in a folded seated position for 6, 8, 10 hours at a stretch. Here's what happens. When you sit, that hip is bent and the psoas is in a shortened position. Do that for a few hours a day, year after year, and the muscle adapts. It gets short and tight. It forgets how to fully lengthen. And honestly, I was skeptical that one muscle could matter this much until I understood what it's wrapped around. That folded pelvic region the psoas runs through is crowded. It's a busy intersection of nerves and blood vessels heading down toward your legs and toward everything below the belt. When the psoas is chronically tight, it acts like a clamp. It can pinch and crowd that space, putting pressure on the nerves and partially squeezing the vessels that feed flow to where you want it. Think of it like standing on a garden hose. The water's still on at the tap, the pump is fine, but you've kinked the line. That's the tight hip to weak flow pipeline, and it's mechanical. It's not in your head, so you've got a double hit. Years of sitting tighten the clamp on your plumbing, and the same sedentary life lets blood sugar drift up, which damages the lining of those small vessels and lowers your nitric oxide so they can't open well in the first place. A kinked hose feeding a half-closed valve. That's why this muscle quietly works against you. Let me give you 3 signs your psoas may be too tight, and I want you to check yourself as I go. Go ahead, do this with me right now. Sign 1. Stand up and notice your posture from the side. If your lower back has a deep arch and your hips push forward, like your belt buckle is being tugged down in front, that's a classic tight psoas pull on the pelvis. Sign 2. Stand and slowly lift one knee up toward your chest, then the other. Is one side stiff, catchy, or just won't come up as high? That difference is often a short psoas on the tighter side. Sign 3. When you stand up after a long sit, do you feel stiff and bent forward for the first few steps, needing a moment to straighten out? That's the muscle being stuck in its shortened position. If 2 of those 3 sound like you, this routine is for you. So let's loosen the clamp. This is a gentle morning release, and gentle is the word. You're never forcing anything. First, a simple kneeling hip opener. Kneel on one knee like a proposal pose, the other foot flat in front of you. Keep your back tall, gently tuck your tailbone under, and ease your hips forward just until you feel a soft stretch across the front of the back hip. That stretch is your psoas lengthening. Breathe slow, hold around 20 to 30 seconds, then switch sides. Do 2 rounds each. Second, lying knee hugs. On your back, slowly pull one knee toward your chest. Hold a few breaths, lower it. Switch. This wakes the muscle up and reminds it how to move through its full range. Third, and this one is underrated, just stand up tall and reach your arms overhead while pressing your hips slightly forward, opening up the whole front of your body. 5 slow breaths. You're undoing the fold. Now, while we're on flow, there's a natural blood flow support. I personally like, for this side of things, the nitric oxide and circulation side. I left it in the description if you ever want to look into it. No pressure at all, it's just there. But here's the part most men get wrong, the loop I opened at the start. They do a stretch once, feel a little looser, and stop. The psoas didn't get tight overnight, and one stretch won't undo it. What actually moves the needle is the stack. You release the muscle, and then you interrupt the sitting all day long. This is the real secret. Set a quiet reminder, and every 45 minutes or so, stand up and walk for 2 minutes. That's it. Every time you stand, you take the psoas out of its shortened position, and every time you walk, your leg muscles squeeze your blood vessels and push blood through, which actually signals the lining of those vessels to make more nitric oxide. So movement does 2 jobs at once. It unkinks the hose and it helps reopen the valve. The morning release sets you up, and the movement snacks through the day keep the clamp from ever fully closing again. Do this for a couple of weeks. Release in the morning, break up your sitting through the day, walk a little more. It's not dramatic and it's not a quick fix, but it's working with how your body is actually built, and that's what lasts. So to close the loop, the muscle working against you is the psoas, tightened by hours of sitting, quietly clamping the nerves and vessels that feed your flow below the belt. You felt for the 3 signs. You've got the morning release. And you know the real key is stacking that release with movement all day. Start tomorrow morning. Honestly, your hips will tell you within a week. And like I mentioned, if you want to check out the blood flow support I use, it's down in the description, completely up to you. Remember, you've got far more control over your circulation and your vitality than anyone gave you credit for, and small daily moves add up faster than you'd think. Take care of that flow, and it takes care of you. Just keep in mind this is general education, not medical advice, so check with your own doctor about your situation. I'll see you in the next one.